Okay, so the next lesson for total quality management will be the philosophies in total quality management. So I will be concentrating on three philosophies, namely the Deming's 14-point methodology. Then also I will be having uh, the Crosby's 14 points to quality improvement. And the last one is the Duran's 10 quality management. Okay? So we will be starting with the Deming's 14-point methodology. So we all know that it was conceptualized by Dr. William Edwards Deming way back October 14, 1900 to December 20, 1993. So the main idea of the 14-point methodology given by Dr. William Edwards is that the customer alone can define the quality of any product or services. Then the second key point of the Deming's idea is that the leadership plays an important role in ascertaining the success of quality management. And the third one is he said that we can define quality for future needs of the user into measurable characteristics by using a statistical approach. And through that, if we will be able to provide the customer satisfaction, precisely they will be able to pay whatever price it will take. Okay? Then, just like we mentioned in the last discussion, we already explained the Deming's 14 points. So just to recall, we have here the first point is to create constancy of purpose for improvement. And the second point is adopt the new policy. The third point is cease dependence of mass inspection. The fourth point is end award business on price tag. Then the next point is improve constantly and forever the system. Then the next is institute training, institute leadership, drive out fear, break down barriers between departments. We can also eliminate slogans, exhortations, and numerical targets, eliminate numerical quotas or work standards. Then we can also remove barriers to taking pride in workmanship. Then second to the last is institute a vigorous program of education. And the last point is take action to accomplish the transformation. But uh, aside from this Deming 14 points of total quality management, we also have the Deming 7 diseases. So the Deming 7 deadly diseases recap the factors that he believes can slow down the transformation that the 14 points can bring out. So dito sa 7 deadly management diseases explained by Demings, makikita natin, mapapansin natin na kung hindi mako-conceptualize yung 14 points na binigay niya, definitely we will arrive at this Deming 7 diseases. Kaya dito mapapansin ninyo, ito yung mga kabaliktaran nung 14 key points na binigay niya doon sa mga naunang slide natin. Just like this one, lack of constancy of purpose. Okay, so lack of constancy of purpose to plan product and service that will have a market and keep the company in business and provide jobs. Okay, so sabi nga dito, pag sinabi nating lack of constancy of purpose, it has something to do with quality as a flavor of the month. 'Di ba? Yung parang okay yung lasa ng lugaw mo ngayon, halimbawa lugaw ang business mo, okay yung lasa ng lugaw mo today, bukas hindi na. 'Di ba? Okay sa susunod na araw, the following day hindi na naman, okay? So dapat yung consistency nung quality ng product na or service na binibigay natin sa customer, dapat constant tayo doon. Then also we have focus on short-term profits. So emphasis on short-term profits, short-term thinking. This is just the opposite from constancy of purpose to stay in business. fed by fear of unfriendly takeover and by push from bankers and owners for dividends. Then, yung third, the deadly disease natin, evaluation of performance, merit rating, or annual review. Then also the fourth one is mobility of management or yung tinatawag natin na job hopping. Then the fifth disease is management by use only of visible figures with little or no consideration of figures that are unknown or unknowable. Okay? So dito sa panglima, okay? Um, yung there are times may mga problema na hindi na nakikita sa figures or hindi na nagre-reflect sa statistical report, something like that. Okay? So dapat tinitake into account din yon. Then we also have excessive medical costs. Okay? So as reported by Dr. Deming doon sa kanyang article na Out of the Crisis, executives shared with him that the cost of medical care for their employees was among their largest overall expenses. Not to mention the cost of medical care embedded in the purchase price of what they purchase from their suppliers. So, excessive cost of liability swelled by lawyers that work on contingency fees. Isa din yon sa mga isinasama dito sa pampitong deadly disease na ine-explain sa atin ni Deming. Okay? Then the next principle is um, the Crosby's 14 points to quality management. Okay? So, dito muna tayo. So, dito muna tayo mga anak sa quality management maturity grid na inexplain din ni Crosby. So, it was conceptualized by Philip Crosby. So, that is June 18, 1926 to August 18, 2001. So, lately, 2001 lang siya namatay. Okay? So, he established the absolutes of quality management, which states that only performance standard is zero defects and the basic element of improvement. So, kung kay Deming, mga anak, is sabi niya, 'di ba doon sa nauna nating diniscuss na philosophies, sabi niya yung si customer lang daw ang makakapag-define ng quality ng isang produkto or ng isang service. Kay Crosby naman, para sa kanya, ang quality is more on zero defects. So kapag zero defects na yung naipoproduce ng isang organization, quality na yung kaya nilang ibigay na goods or service. Okay? So according to him, quality must be defined in quantifiable and clearly stated terms to aid the organization in taking action based on feasible targets than experience or opinions. So dito kay Crosby, ang sinasabi niya yung quality, okay, should be expressed to quantities para daw clear na makikita kung ano yung magiging problema at ano yung feasible target kasi nga naman kung may numbers na makikita natin yung feasible target, visible na agad ano yung target na kailangan nating kunin. Okay? Rather than doon daw sa mga experience or opinions, kahit na sabihin natin na yung mga experience or opinions na yan ay galing na doon sa mga ekspertong tao. But still daw, according to Crosby, mas maganda pa rin kung may pinagbabasihan tayo na quantity. Okay? So, Crosby also present the quality management maturity grid which contains five stages. Ito yon. So these stages can be employed to appraise progress in management, understanding, and attitude, the standing quality in the organization, problem treatment, cost of quality as a fraction of sales, and quality improvement actions. Okay? So dito sa grid, para siyang hagdan. So ito yung pwedeng gamitin na parang guide ng mga organization para makasiguro sila if they were able to create, okay, the or if they were able to reach the objective of total quality management. Okay, so the first grid, we have the uncertainty. Okay, quality problems are seen as unavoidable or resolved by troubleshooting only as they occur. So doon lang nakikita, pag dumating na yung problema, doon lang nakikita. So at this stage, organization have no real understanding of quality as a management tool. Kaya siya uncertainty. The second step is awakening. Organizations recognize the importance of quality but haven't integrated it into their system. So, nakita nila na kung gaano kahalaga yung quality sa kanilang production, pero not yet, hindi pa nila naipapasok sa kanilang system. So, management starts to see that quality issues can be avoided and began to seek ways to control them. Kaya, awakening. Then the next step is enlightenment. So organizations begin to take structured approaches to quality management. So nag-start na silang magkaroon ng structural approaches regarding quality management since nagkaroon na nga sila ng awakening. There is already an understanding that quality can provide a competitive advantage. Also, dito sa enlightenment, systems for preventing defects and comprehensive trainings were established. Then, since meron ng enlightenment, magkakaroon na ng wisdom. So the organization has quality systems well integrated into daily operations. Also, in this stage, management uses quality data to guide decisions. So gumagamit na sila ng mga quality data para magkaroon sila ng guide as far as decision making is concerned. So there is a shift from quality control to quality assurance. Okay, so from quality control, magkakaroon na ng quality assurance. Then, kung meron na, makakapunta na sila kung nakumpleto na from uncertainty point to wisdom point, pwede nang pumunta sa certainty. Ano na ang meron dito? Quality is fully integrated into the strategic management of the organization. So there is already a mature, proactive culture of continuous improvement where quality is driven by all. Okay? Now, paano ba makakatulong sa organization itong grid na binigay ni Crosby? So organization can use the grid to, number one, pwede nilang gamitin yan as benchmark from their current quality practices against these levels. Okay? Then, pwede din nilang gamitin yung grid natin to identify where they stand. So, babalikan lang nila yan. Nasaan na ba ako? Nandito pa rin ba ako? Nandito pa rin ba yung organization ko sa uncertainty part? Kung nandito pa lang sa first step, di ba, magandang simulan na ng mas maaga. Then, plan the necessary actions to reach higher levels of maturity. Okay? Kasi through the use of the grid, makikita kasi ng isang organization nasa ang level na sila as far as total quality management is concerned. So, another one, this strategic tone not only highlights the progression of quality management in the organization, but also underscores the transformative impact of quality on overall business performance. So dito sa number 4 natin, magagamit ng organization yung grid para malaman nila ano na yung overall performance ng kanilang business or ng kanilang organization kung quality control or quality assurance ang pinag-uusapan. Then also, it may offers a valuable perspective on the evolution of quality management within an organization. Okay? Then the last one, by understanding this model, businesses can enhance their quality systems, ensuring sustainable growth and competitive advantage. Kasi 'di ba, kung gagamitin in totality ng isang organization itong grid na binigay ni Crosby, makikita kasi nasa ang level na yung quality management na ginagamit nila sa kanilang kumpanya. Makikita nila kung weak pa ba or improving na ba or nandun na sila sa top level na nare-reach na talaga nila kung ano yung objective ng total quality management. Okay? So we have now the Crosby's 14 points to quality improvement. Remember class, these Crosby's 14 points to quality improvement were long-term commitment to quality by management. So long pang ano to, ang perspective ni Crosby dito is pwede itong gamitin ng isang organization for long-term commitment. Cross-departmental quality teams, identification of potential and current areas of problems, assessment of the cause of quality, being proactive and quick in correcting problems, focus on zero defects, kasi di ba yun yung pinaka key point ni Crosby para masabing quality na ang napoproduce ng isang organization or ng isang business, dapat zero defects na yung napoproduce nilang goods or services. Okay? Trainings of supervisors in quality, focus on individual and team improvements, communication flow amongst and between workers and supervisors, recognition, and of course, quality control. So let's have the first point, the management commitment. Okay? So management must be committed to participating in the quality improvement program throughout the organization by initiating policies. So sa kanila talaga manggagaling yung initiation ng policy regarding total quality management kasi sila yung nasa management. Okay? Actions and procedures with the principles of the TQM. Okay? Next, we have quality improvement team. So dapat bubuo ng team by inviting representatives from each department without exemption. A quality improvement team should be constituted to initiate, organize, and monitor the quality improvement programs. Okay? So dapat hindi lang mabibuilt yung plan, dapat imo-monitor din. Kaya meron dapat team for quality improvement. Okay? Next, we have the quality measurement. Okay, so ano naman ito? So quality measures are very important to know performance of quality in the organization kasi yun nga yung main objective, 'di ba? Kung bakit tayo maggagawa ng quality improvement team. Such measures permit objective evaluation and corrective action to be taken in case of deviation from the predetermined standards of quality. Okay, next we have the cause of quality. Cause of quality should be evaluated, okay, to see whether the corrective action with regard to quality was profitable for the company or not. Baka naman 'di ba, yung program for quality management system is suntok sa buwan in way na hindi naman kaya ng budget ng isang business. So pwedeng mag-venue or mag-venture sa ibang program na medyo mas kaya ng budget ng organization or nung business mismo. Okay? Then we have the quality awareness. So employees in the organization should be made aware about the quality and its importance by training supervisors and communicating through booklets, films, and posters. So Crosby suggested that use of slogans can also be a good measure to tell people about the quality improvement process. So employees must be told about the management commitment toward quality control and improvement program. So dapat alam ng buong organization, hindi lang yung nasa quality improvement team ang nakakaalam ng objective ng program. Dapat alam ng buong organization from the top management going dun sa pinakamababang rank and file employee na involved doon sa organization, dapat alam nilang lahat para, di ba, they are hand in hand sa pag-achieve or sa pag-attain or sa pag-reach ng objective nung program about TQM. Okay? Then corrective action. Corrective action should be initiated by encouraging the employees to identify and set right the defects. Okay? Sasabihin agad kung saan may problema. A corrective action system needs to be based on analysis that identifies the root cause of the problem so that it can be eliminated. Okay? So, mas maganda kung madidetect agad kung saan nagkakaroon ng problema para hindi na magkaroon ng domino effect. Di ba? Halimbawa, sa station A pa lang nagkakaroon na ng problema, wag na ituloy sa station B. Dapat sa station A pa lang i-correct na para pag dumating kay station B, na-correct na kung ano man yung mali. Kasi kung halimbawa, nakita na may mali kay station A, tinuloy pa rin kay station B. So, makikita natin doon, obviously, magtutuloy-tuloy lang din yung problema. Okay? Zero defect planning. Remember ha, ang key point ni Crosby is zero defect. Yun ang definition niya ng sinasabi natin na quality. Okay? So, an ad hoc committee should be formed by the management for the zero defect program to investigate the zero defect program and ways to implement it. So, di ba, meron na tayong quality improvement team. So, pwede pa rin magkaroon ng ad hoc committee para naman dito sa zero defect planning. Since yun naman talaga yung ini-aim ng organization. Then, employee education. So, after adopting the four absolutes of quality, yung mga binanggit natin kanina, it is very necessary to train all the employees of the organization in this regard. Okay? So, hindi dapat yung mga management lang ang nag-undergo ng training. So, dapat lahat ng empleyado nag-undergo ng training. So parang ito yung common denominator nila ni Deming, 'di ba? Si Deming kasi binanggit din doon na dapat well-educated din yung mga employees, hindi lang yung mga nasa top management ang nag-undergo ng training or ng seminars or ng workshop. Okay? So, zero defect day. Ito, dapat daw may zero defect day. This day should be celebrated by the management to show their concern and seriousness about the quality. The day signifies to everyone in the organization that their work must meet a new and higher standard of performance. So siguro dito pwede halimbawa, isang araw, zero defect talaga. As in ha, yung buong flow ng production is zero defect talaga. Siguro pwede yung i-celebrate ng organization. Di ba? Magkaroon ng konting celebration because they were able to fulfill the main objective. Di ba? Merong isang araw sa production na zero defect talaga. Okay? Then goal setting. Goals should be set in advance and time for their attainment should be specified in advance. Okay? So goals should be on 30, 60, and 90 days basis. It should be encourage individuals for the accomplishment of quality goals. Okay? So dapat merong goal setting. Dapat halimbawa, sige ha, bibigyan ko kayo ng 30 days. Try natin after 30 days kung pwede na tayo mag-celebrate ng zero defect day. Halimbawa, sige, since bago pa lang naman yung organization or bago pa lang naman yung business, sige, bigyan ko kayo ng 60 days. Halimbawa, 60 days. After 60 days, dapat makapag-celebrate na tayo ng zero defect day. 'Di ba? So dapat in short dapat na monitor. Dapat merong time plan para makita kung naa-attain talaga yung objective. Ano ba ang objective? The zero defect. Okay? So, i-monitor every 30 days, i-monitor every 60 days, i-monitor every 90 days, 'di ba? Para makita agad, wag nang pahabain, wag nang masyadong matagal bago mag-monitor. Kasi kung masyadong matagal, mamaya hindi natin napapansin na 20 days pa lang may problema na pala. 'Di ba? Kung pahahabain mo pa ng 90 days, pang 20th day pa lang may problema na pala. Eh kung 30 days after 30 days sisimulan mo lang mag-monitor, makikita mo na agad kung may problema. Okay? Then we have removal of causes of error. The employee should be asked to describe any problem that may obstruct the performance of error-free work. While describing this step, Crosby stated that asking people to state the problem they have so that something can be done about it. A proper identification of problem and their causes should be immediately taken up. Siguro magandang gawin ito, 'di ba halimbawa sa isang production, meron namang mga team leader. 'di ba? So maybe pwedeng weekly magkaroon ng meeting with the team leader para ma-identify agad ano yung naging problema sa bawat team, 'di ba? Para ma-address agad kung ano yung problema. Hindi yung sa general mag-iintay pa ng General Assembly para malaman or maupuan kung ano yung problema. Kung every now and then, halimbawa, katulad yung sinabi ko kanina, kung weekly magkakaroon ng meeting with the team leader, malalaman agad kung ano yung problema. Okay? Then, recognition. So, those who achieve goals or perform in an outstanding manner should be honored by providing non-financial incentives. This is an essential step to improve the quality improvement program. So kahit naman, 'di ba, kahit naman sa ang anggulo, pwede naman tayong mag-recognize ng accomplishment ng isang tao or ng isang team. So halimbawa yung team A, they were sa production line nila, they were able to have zero defect. O di pwede natin bigyan ng incentive yung team na yon. Not necessarily na pera ang ibibigay. Halimbawa, free meal sa canteen. Ayan. Or pwedeng bigyan ng ticket para sa massage. They deserve a massage. Something like that. Hindi naman necessarily na pera agad yung ibibigay. Yung ma-recognize lang yung effort nila that they were able to meet the objective of the program, yung zero defect nga na tinatawag natin. Magiging inspiration pa sila sa ibang team, 'di ba? Kasi halimbawa, may free meal yung team A o team B, dapat tayo next week tayo naman yung magkakaroon ng free meal, 'di ba? Kasi through recognition, nabu-boost din yung 'di ba? Nabu-boost din yung personality nung mga workers natin. Then we have now quality councils. Quality council should be formed comprising of quality professionals. The council should meet regularly to communicate and determine actions to upgrade and improve the quality improvement program. So dito mapapansin ninyo, parang tatlong team na yung bubuuin, di ba? We have the quality improvement team, tapos magkakaroon pa ng ad hoc committee, then magkakaroon pa ng quality council. So siguro naman, sa dinami-dami ng team na pwedeng mag-monitor nung flow ng production, definitely sooner or later mamimit na talaga yung objective ng program. And the last one is do it all over again. Improvement of quality is never-ending journey. 'Di ba? Hindi porke halimbawa meron nang nakapag-celebrate na ng zero defect day. Halimbawa ganon. Hindi naman natatapos doon yung story, 'di ba? Kasi what if bukas may error na ulit? What if bukas may defect na ulit? 'Di ba? Sineselebrate lang yung zero defect day. It's because merong isang araw na wala kayong error or wala kayong defect. But eventually, 'di ba, time will come na hindi tayo sigurado na every day is a zero defect day. Okay? So after the competition, the process should be repeated. This provides an opportunity to review everybody's commitment to quality and brings about new opportunities for further improvements in quality. Okay? That is why hindi natatapos sa isang araw lang yung pag-monitor sa buong organization kung continue ba na nagwo-work hand in hand ang lahat para ma-attain yung main objective, 'di ba? It is a long process, it is a continuous process because we really wanted to know kung napopulfill ba nung organization yung main objective ng program. Okay? So Crosby claims mistakes are caused by two factors. O ito yung maganda sa idea ni Crosby. Sabi niya, yung pagkakamali daw ay may dahilan at commonly dalawa lang daw ang dahilan. Una, lack of knowledge. Yung pangalawa, lack of attention. Okay, so again according to Crosby, mistakes are caused by two factors. One, we have the lack of knowledge and the other one is lack of attention. So paano masusolusyonan itong dalawang factors na ito? Education and training can eradicate the first cause. Yun yung lack of knowledge. Okay? Kaya 'di ba, sabi, employees should provide trainings, seminars, and workshops. Okay? And personal commitment to excellence. Ano yung personal commitment to excellence? Zero defects. Yun nga yung pinaka-main objective, di ba? And attention to detail will cure the second factor, which is the lack of attention. So therefore, class, if we will comprise the idea of Demings and Crosby, okay, so as we can see, meron naman silang iisang objective, 'di ba? Ano 'yon? Yung makapag-produce ng quality products and services. And paano daw natin magagawa 'yon? If the organization, if each one in the organization will commit themselves to meet the main objective of the total quality management program. Pag hindi nag-commit ang isa, okay, kahit isa lang na member ng organization definitely mahihirapan na yung organization na ma-meet yung objective na yon. Okay? So, I will be discussing the last philosophy on Thursday sa ating face-to-face session. Thank you so much.